Hello, everyone. My name is Slappy Burger, and welcome back to my journey through Minecraft. So, I'm going to do something today that I've been putting off to the side for a long time. Um, and that is, I'm going to finally get around to building this village that's over here. Now, normally, whenever I'm doing these builds and stuff, I usually at least gather some of the resources that I'll need for it. This time I didn't really do that. So I'm going to have to gather resources while I'm doing it. But I'm kind of thinking that just up on this hill here, I'm going to have just sort of a village just kind of put around here. Um, I'm not really sure where I want anything to be, but there's going to be a village up here. I'm kind of looking around right now and kind of thinking it. I didn't really plan this out at all by the time I'm recording this, but I'm kind of thinking I'm going to push these deserts back a little bit and kind of, like these areas here, maybe some of this area up around here. I'm going to replace all that sand with dirt, kind of let the grass expand, and then that'll give us a lot more sort of area to work with for our village. Um, from where we are right now, so our path kind of ends right over there somewhere. I'm kind of thinking maybe the center will go maybe right around here. Like this will be kind of the town center sort of areas right here where I'm standing. Um, and then scattered around, we'll just have all sorts of various, we'll have a few houses, we'll have like a bakery, maybe a blacksmith, just all sorts of stuff all over the place here. So let's just kind of get right into this and then we'll um, figure this out. I think to start, what I should do is get a lot of stone and start kind of mapping out the actual houses, and then we can kind of weave the paths and stuff in between the houses from there. Um, that's like the big thing. So we just need to know where everything's going to go. So I think we'll build a house that's maybe not exactly like this, but kind of like this one. We'll build a really small kind of like um, just like sort of box house sort of thing. Um, but yeah, we're just gonna build a village, and I'm kind of gonna cut in and out here and there, and just kind of figure out stuff, kind of on the fly. So it's gonna be a very not as planned episode this time around. All right, so to start out, we're just gonna start with the town center, which this is gonna be kind of small compared to what my general idea for this is, but I'm just gonna mark it out just with a little box here, um, just so I know where it is. It's probably gonna be bigger than this, but would rather, like I said, have it marked out just so I know what exactly I'm doing here. Um, so yeah, this general area is going to be our town square. So we're definitely going to have to do a little bit of terraforming too. Maybe knock out this hill and replace it with dirt. But I would like there to be at least some semblance of like, I don't even know, what am I trying to say? Like some like amount of roughness to the terrain as well. Like I don't want it to all just be flat like it is over there. Um, just have some like general like hills and stuff here and there. And I'm thinking right here, we're gonna put a blacksmith. That's what this is gonna be right here. And then so this will be the actual structure for the blacksmith. And then right over here, we'll do some sort of like, I'm not sure how big I want it to be. I think maybe like this. We'll extend it maybe to, I don't know, like right here maybe? Right here, and then this will be a, this will be like the actual like smithing area. So we have like the house slash building for it right there. And then sort of right here, we'll have the, I guess like the actual area where they make the weapons and such. And I don't know if I like that weird shape, so I think we'll do it like that. Then that'll be more to my liking, something like this. And then in fact, actually, I think what I'm gonna do is maybe extend this out just like this. So the actual house is just a little bit longer. I'm gonna keep the grass and dirt in there just so, I don't know. I just want it to be in there. So I think this will be like a blacksmith sort of thing. And then actually, I think what I'll do is I'll actually knock this back too. We'll make this big. And then of course, this is just the planning stuff. That's why we're doing this. If we don't like the way it looks, you know, once we actually build it, we can always make adjustments. So this is just letting us lay out the general area. Now, I will say real quick, I've been really, really busy lately with just all sorts of stuff. Work, job searching, looking for a place to live because I'm planning on moving out soon. Just all sorts of stuff that I've been really busy with. So it has been sort of slowing down the general upload process for everything I'm doing. Slowed down drastically. But I am hoping here pretty soon I should be getting back into, you know, a sort of more, I guess, normal upload schedule. I don't want to be, I try to be as consistent as possible, but, you know, life be throwing curveballs sometimes. And sometimes that's all you can really say about the matter. Okay, so I have a couple, so I have a house laid down here and a house laid down there. Then I have the blacksmith here, and then I have the town center here. I'm thinking I'll actually move the town center because I just kind of thought about this. I think what I want to do is give it like a sort of tent market, you know, like market stalls kind of thing. I want to have that going on around the town square. So before we do any more planning, I think I'm going to shave back this hill a little bit. And then that'll give me, I guess, a bit more space to work with. Of course, actually, what we could do is we could actually move... not sure. Maybe we'll put in some more, like, various houses in here. And then we'll actually move the town center to be up on this hill. And then this big hill area here will be kind of the market stalls. Or maybe that's not even like the town square, right? The town square is just market stalls instead of it being like an actual, like town square. Although, of course, maybe the town square actually is where the market stalls are. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. I wanna get this village at least semi completed. So I'm gonna knock out this hill and then we'll continue mapping out everything that we need. All right. So I'm thinking, yeah, what we'll do is we'll put the sort of market stall area here. Maybe we won't even really have like a town square per se. But of course, I'm also still kind of planning out this village. I don't know how big I want it to be. But what I'm feeling for this market stall sort of area is kind of like something of a, like, classic kind of farmer's market sort of feel. So we'll have these, like 5x3 sort of cobblestone things laid out here that we'll put various you know, like wood with like fence posts and then like some wool over it or something, and then it'll be like a tent sort of thing. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've gone to like a farmer's market before. Although I really enjoy the farmer's market they do out here every weekend in Colorado. It is really, really fun. The food is great. It's always cool to get like some fresh like chili peppers and stuff in there. There's this one guy there that sells like the absolute hottest chili peppers I've ever had in my life, but they are so good. Um, but yeah, maybe I need to go to a farmer's market again. Because they are absolutely fantastic. And also, I don't know if I want it to be like super symmetrical for the market. So like, you know, you'll have some that are like some obviously like these two are like right next to each other, but this one we'll have it be like maybe we'll have some like smaller too. So like this one will be more of like a 4x3 sort of thing going on here. I think that might be pretty cool instead. So like, you know, it's just a bit smaller. And yeah, we'll kind of make just various little stalls and stuff here. Maybe we'll make this one also be a 4x3, just so it's a little bit smaller. Then I think maybe right in the middle we could put like a fountain, like a really small fountain. So this is the middle, then do like a even smaller fountain than the one near the base, because the one near the base is a bit bigger. So we'll do something like this. This will be a fountain. And obviously these will all be the water blocks here. And then this will be the place where the water kind of rains down from the top. So it'll be just a small fountain in the middle. And these will be the walls. I don't think it'll be made out of cobblestone, but there we go. Now we know what that is, just so I don't forget. What is going on down here? I'm working on like a little, like the layout for a castle. And I left the game for a bit and rejoined, and there's just an army of animals in this pit. What in the... All right. Not sure what's going on here, but... That's gotta stop. That was too loud. Too loud. Need to calm down. Too much happening right there. All right. Wow, that was crazy. But yeah, I'm working on a castle now. That was weird. But I'm gonna cut it again until I get this castle kind of thing laid out. It's gonna be really small, but it's gonna be like a little just baby castle thing. Don't know what's gonna be in the middle of it, but it's gonna be something. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So where it stands right now, I'm thinking this is going to be generally what we have for the village. So we have the blacksmith. We have our little farmer's market tent setup area over here. I'm going to have a sort of castle over here, probably going to expand it. I was kind of looking at it after I finished it up, and I was like, well, it's kind of tiny, and I want to make it bigger. So probably going to make that bigger. And then we have right here, I'm planning on putting a bakery of some sort. I don't really know how I want to build it, but what I'm kind of thinking for it is like, it's going to be multi-leveled. So it's going to be like the bakery down here, and then there's going to be like a little smaller upstairs section that is the, you know, where the baker lives. A really small house right here. A bigger house, and then another bigger house here. But yeah, this is the general look, or at least layout for the village, I should say, for now. But what I'm thinking is kind of slowly over time, we'll kind of change the village up a bit and make it look a little better. Also, I want to push these guys back on block over here on these sides, just so it's or even. We'll start working on it from there. I think we'll start with getting the houses put together. And then after that, we'll start putting the farmer's market together, and then we'll make the blacksmith, and then I think the bakery, and then the last thing will be the castle. And of course, this might be a bit bigger of a project, so it might span multiple episodes. Oh, what am I doing? It might span multiple episodes, but we'll see. If I can condense it all into one, then we will. If not, not a big deal. Actually, before we work on the houses and all that, I think I want to figure out, kind of sort out the sand situation, because we do need to get rid of some of that stuff. The nice thing is, with all this sand, we can actually, you know, we can use that for glass. Also, I'm kind of thinking, I want to see if I can't incorporate some amount of sand into the builds themselves, like as a texture block. Obviously, we use some sandstone in some of the mushroom farms and stuff. Was it not the mushroom farm? It was the sugarcane and cactus farm. We had some sandstone in that, but I think maybe we can actually incorporate some actual sand into it as well. That might be a cool block to work with, just for some additional color and texture. All right, so we have all of this like sand and stuff. Starting to bring over some of the resources that we'll need for this. I mean, we're probably going to need more cobblestone, but I think I'll just put some of this sand in here, and then hopefully we have more sandstone back in the thing. We're going to need a lot of wood. So it looks like it's about to be time to gather up a whole bunch of wood. So much wood. All right, so I've gathered up a whole bunch of wood, and I also brought over a lot of other just various resources that we can use to build. So I brought wool, glass, sandstone, sand, cobblestone, moss stone, stone, slabs, and of course wood. And then I also decided, I went through my chest and I saw that I still had some clay. So I'm going ahead and smelting up some of that stuff. I'm not really sure what we'll use it for, if we'll use it. I kind of have a hard time putting bricks into my builds on these versions just because of the way it looks. But yeah, we have plenty of resources here. And I think to start, just because we're closest to it, we'll start with this house here. So this house and that house over there are going to have pretty similar layouts, I guess. But to start out, let's start with just kind of laying out the general foundations here. So we have our wood, and I think, let's see here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I guess we'll have a double door on this one. Just something like this. And then just to mirror it, kind of have this same wood pattern going all the way around. And the wood pattern's only going to go on these two sides like this. And I think we'll just kind of build these up too. I think that would be best. I want the houses to all look relatively like similar, but I also don't want them to all just be like copy and paste to like the same building. I just want them to have like a general similar aesthetic, I suppose. That's a good way of putting it. And then I think let's go ahead and make the door. We don't need that much wood for these. Don't know why I made that much. I mean, I guess we'll use the planks anyway, so it's not a big deal. But doors will go here, just like this. And how do we want to lay this out? First and foremost, what if we did something with the wool? What if we did kind of a like wool around the base here, just so it has like this weird kind of like, you know, if you've ever seen like an old like medieval house, you know, they have like that weird like white sort of stuff. Like it's almost like they form like an X, you know, so like you have like a wooden like a white triangle within like these like, I guess, cross beams going across, like these like things that would like be connecting these two like that direction, something like that. So kind of like that for the wool. And then we'll worry about the glass in a second. I want to get the actual walls put down. Then I think we can put cobblestone kind of across like this. Just all the way around at least. And I think for the windows, this whole back wall, maybe wood instead of cobblestone. I think that would look better, maybe. I think we're gonna have the wool here. We might want to have the cobblestone up here also be wool. Let's see. Well, I mean, honestly, the wood and all that is such a minor adjustment. Maybe we should just continue working on the house and then seeing what looks better after we kind of build it up. Because, I mean, these are what, like, maybe 30 blocks max here? So, for the roof, I think we're just going to do a classic staircase roof. Made out of wood. Gotta get back up here. It's up by a block like this. And I think that for certain this part's going to be wood. So I think we'll just need to get more wood. I think that'll look... I think this will look okay with like the wool on the bottom, but I don't know. Kind of on the fence about it. There's no telling. I have a... I do a very bad job of like actually envisioning my builds until they're done. I mean, you remember with the farm episode, I was like, yeah, I'm going to build it all out of logs and it's going to look so good. And then we built it all out of logs and it looked absolutely horrid. So I had to rip the whole thing apart. So I guess we'll see how this looks, but we'll start with this. So we'll just start by placing the stair. Well, that one's going to turn into a block of wood. Yep. Ah, that's one thing I hate. You place the stair down, it just turns into a block of wood if you break it. Really frustrating. But should be good like this. Ow. And also, by the way, I am definitely playing on peaceful right now. When I was harvesting resources, I didn't want to sleep. And then I kept getting jumped by mobs, and it was really starting to bug me, so I just turned it on peaceful. Because I find that to be extremely convenient at times. So feel free to make fun of me if you wish, but every so often, peaceful mode does go on. I'm pretty sure I've said something about that before. Not like, usually not when I'm like mining or anything. It's usually when I'm doing like building or something that I'll turn peaceful on, just because I don't want to have to like walk away and sleep and then come back. I mean, that's why I have the bed right here, because I can just, with it being peaceful, I can just sleep without the mobs spawning and attacking me. Let's see what's going on here. So I guess we also need to make sure that this is level here. Also, I'm getting like little lag spikes, and I'm not sure why. If it keeps happening, I'm gonna go away for a bit and see if I can do something to make the frame rate better. I don't know if it's a frame drop or if it's something else. Well, I guess that would be a frame drop anyway, huh? Either way, it's starting to get annoying. I'm not really sure I like it. Okay, you know, honestly, with the roof, the wool actually doesn't look that bad. I think that's fine. My biggest concern is right here. And I think I have a pretty easy fix for that. I think we just place these with logs. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, just like that. And then we'll put windows in there. Still need to get up here because I need slabs put down. But already, we're basically done with our first house of the village, which is nice. It's going to be a nice little quaint little small house, nothing too crazy. I guess I still got to replace the floor, huh? So I kind of experimented a bit. I originally had a wood floor in here, but I think that the cobblestone looks better just because then the pattern like continues. And then is this a... That is definitely a what's the word I'm looking for here? that's a stair. So I think we'll just go ahead and put sort of a wood flat ceiling right here. I'm not sure if mobs can, or spiders can actually spawn up there, so just in case. This. Just so they can't. Now we just got to put the glass in, and we'll worry about furnishing it in a minute. But I do like the wool. I think the wool adds a nice little touch to it. Just adds a little bit more flavor. And oh, I suppose I have to. That was scary. I suppose, yeah, we need our what are they called? Slabs. We need our slabs up there, just so it looks complete. Almost forgot about that part. Oh. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Oh, that's tragic. Forgot you can't put those there. So I guess those are just going to be slabs, and that'll be like that. And how can we make... I think that looks a little weird, too. How do we make this look better? All right, time to experiment again. I think, honestly, with the cobblestone, that looks the best. You know what actually might help a little bit, too? I might actually have a use for those slabs. I just come up here. Just put them down right here. Ah, of course. Let's see how that looks from this side. I don't know, man. It's just like... just something off about it. I mean, that looks a lot better. Guess it's time for... I just don't like that. Look better with with wood here, not cobblestone. Yeah. Looks a lot better like that, I think, with just the wood up there. So all that time was actually because I was just missing the slabs up there. Awesome. Now the glass is going in. With that, the first house is done. Well, semi-done. I think maybe we could do with adding some more torches. That frame drop thing is really starting to bug me. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure if other people can see it, but I'm about to have to go cut the recording and investigate why that's happening. So it's really starting to bug me. Especially because it feels like I'm actually in a groove now that I'm not weighed down by everything by the time I'm recording this, so kind of annoying that the game is going to start doing that the moment I actually, like, have, like, an urge to play it. Okay, I disappeared for a second to see if I could figure out what was causing the lag, and, I actually think if I turn on my frames here, it's probably not going to do it now, is it? Wow. Earlier, when I was, like, standing right here, if I looked over in this direction, I would notice that my frame rate would drop compared to if I was looking over here, but now it's fine now, I guess, you know, it's all right. Whenever I, you know, it's not like I didn't want to show it off or anything, you know, it's okay. So I think for this house, we're going to do pretty much the exact same concept as this one, same general look. This one, maybe a bit different. I have something special for the blacksmith, though. Let's just go ahead and get all this put down. Like, this one is also going to be a double door. Like this. I think the double doors are fine. Actually, I'm going to extend it one more. this way. Just so then, because I didn't like how like the door was kind of like this. Like it was, I don't know. I just didn't like it. So we'll do it like this instead. And then if the door gonna go there, that means we still have 2 blocks in between, just like this. And I think we'll do something like this for the wall. I think that should be okay. Then of course we can just keep working on this. Okay. And with that, the smaller of the 2 houses is done. And I think, I'm kind of looking at it, I'm thinking about it. I think we could put another door right here. And maybe make a little bit of a farm sort of area back here. Let me see the... I know we could definitely do it, for sure. Let's make another door. Then just a lot of fences. Should be able to make quite a... Okay, 24 fences. So all that would turn into 24 fences. Love that. Let's see here. We put a door. Let's put another one right there. And then... push this back a little bit. Just like that. And then we can put a little farm area in there. And I'm not sure... We're not going to worry about the farm just yet. But that's what's going to go in there. Definitely a farm. Let's also get some more torches because we need more of those. Can we put these on these yet? Yes, perfect. Just like this. Yep, there we go. That'll be a farm area that we can put something in eventually. Maybe we could put animals in there in the future. I don't know. Just a little fenced-in area here that this other house isn't going to have. Just to make it look at least a little bit more different than what the other one looks like. Get out of here. All right, now for the blacksmith, I'm thinking about something maybe a little bit different than the other houses, and you'll kind of see what I mean. So we're going to start with 4 blocks. Yes. I'm going to start with these. We did 3 block tall pillars here. And man, evidently I'm not very good at counting. But we're going to start with these in the corner. And then instead of a normal, I guess, sort of like wooden house, we're going to make this one out of stone. But we're going to do something special for the second floor, because there's going to be 2 floors to this. So this bottom floor is going to be all disgusting and gross looking with the stone. Then do something specific for the top floor. So let me just go ahead and get this done, and then we'll worry about everything else. Right, so I think we actually do need to bring this up by 1 more block all the way around. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's get this set up like this. Get the stone put down. Okay. And then what we're going to do is, this is where it's going to be a little interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a wooden floor here all the way around on this. And I think we'll kind of have this weird sort of overhang thing going on for the top floor. So this is going to be where, this isn't going to be floor. This is going to be where the wall is. And it's going to be like one block out from this bottom wall. And it's going to be like a wood building up on top. I think that would look pretty good. I just need to get more resources and such for it. So I guess I'll come back and kind of show you my idea once I've gotten all the proper stuff to make it. So first and foremost, what we need to do here is we need to kind of bring this out one more block. Just so then it's 11 blocks long instead of 10, because for what I'm trying, what I kind of have like planned in my head is I want there to be like, I don't know how to describe it. Basically, I want like the middlemost block on this like little overhang part to be like a wood plank or a wood log. And then I want like wood planks in between, and then each of the corners to have like more logs there. I don't know if that's I probably did a horrible job of explaining it, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Something like that. So we need to extend this out one more block. And let's see, so 9, 10, 11. All right, perfect. This is 11 blocks across, so the middlemost block should be, I think it's this one. 3, 4, 5. Yep, perfect. So we just need to line this up. That, I think, just so it's easier, we'll go ahead and fill in this with normal planks. And then I'm kind of thinking something like, let's see, first and foremost, let's see, this needs to be, not go all the way up here like this. This needs to go down. This needs to be wood as well. Just like that. And then 5. Then I guess this one will be, since it's one block bigger in each direction, this one's going to be more of like a 13 by something square up here instead of 11 by whatever. This is kind of what I'm feeling for this, is something kind of like this. So now that we have this kind of planned out, what I was thinking for this part was we would put sand like this. And then this does overhang by only 1, right? Not 2. Perfect. I don't want it to overhang too much. It's kind of throwing myself off here. But we're going to put sand like this. And then if it doesn't look the best when we actually look at it, we can always replace it with sandstone instead. Then we'll just put some windows down on pretty much all of this. Followed up by wood with more sand on top. Just to give it a slightly different sort of feel to the rest of the, I guess, builds here. But again, if it doesn't look good, we can always replace it with, like, sandstone or wool. And then I guess another thing, too, I'm thinking is maybe replacing this also with a log like that. And then we can put sand in these parts as well. And then that way it's sort of more, I guess, symmetrical. I want the windows to be going all the way around. So we'll just kind of this. I think this will look at least semi-decent. Kind of looking at it, and I don't know if I like how it's like just a perfect box on top. So what if instead we pulled this part back instead of it being like that, it's something like this on each of the corners. And in that way, it has a little bit more of a variation of shape as well. I think that would look probably a lot better. Let me see I guess, okay, let me replace these corners with this, and then we'll see how it looks from there. Okay. It looks a lot better, but now I don't like how tall this part is. So I am going to break all of that and move this down one level. And then we'll rebuild it from there and see if that looks better. Because this, I like the top. I think the top looks good. However, I think this part is a little too tall for it. So if we just move it down one block, I think that will make it look a lot better. Okay, yeah. I think I like this a lot more. It's not as, like, tall and imposing, I guess, now. Which, I mean, if I was a blacksmith, I'd want my blacksmith to look freaking, like, scary as hell. But I think this looks good. So now we can worry about, you know, kind of making the roof and such for it. And I guess before we do that, like a staircase into this thing. I think we'll just kind of put it, this isn't gonna be exactly how it's gonna look quite yet, but they can get in through here, and it kind of leads them up into this larger, slightly larger area where we'll put all sorts of furnishings and such in here. So this looks, I think this looks pretty good. So now we can worry about the roof. So for the roof, I'm not really sure how I want this to be. I know I want the roof itself to be like cobblestone, but I don't know how this part's gonna look. Is it gonna look something like this? I don't know. Maybe put a let's get the actual roof installed and then we'll worry about those parts. I think that's always the best way to kind of figure out how this thing should look. So we'll just start with this. Just to be there. Something like this. And the roof is going to be this tall. So we'll start with this and then we'll see how we can make that part look better once we get it installed. So I'm thinking full cobblestone roof, which of course I didn't bring a crafting table with me because I'm so smart. But get that roof installed. This is a completely random thought that serves no purpose to the greater content at hand here. But is it possible that you can hit like a minimum weight? So like your body, so like let's say you went on like the most unhealthy like starvation diet ever, right? Would you be able to just like is there a threshold at which it is physically impossible to lose any more weight? Like, is there a point? Like, without dying, is there a point? You are still alive. I don't know. That's got me thinking now. That's like a question you would, like, ask on Reddit, and then you'd get, like, an extremely long-winded response that, like, could have answered the question in, like, maybe 2 sentences with, like, explanation, but they just decided to, like, give you like a full like paragraph explaining like the backstory of this like random guy that did that no one remembers except for that one individual. I don't know. That's like a weird thing that just like crossed my mind. Like, because I guess like theoretically, I feel like there's probably a point by which your body literally cannot like sustain your body weight. So it makes me wonder if there's like an inverse of it where you're just like so skinny that like your body can't lose any more weight. I don't know. Weird sort of thought that I just randomly had for no reason. And you know, to add to that too, right? Like how would you even like realistically like attain that? Like, would you just like obviously you could starve yourself, but I feel like you would die before you lost enough weight to like get to that point. So like you would still have to eat. Like there's no way you could just like straight starve yourself into that point. Like you would still have to eat because your body's metabolism would stop working after a while without the, because obviously your metabolism needs energy to produce energy, because you can't just like create energy out of nothing. So I feel like you would literally have to like eat like enough to sustain yourself, but also not like gain weight. Man, I don't know. I'm like a philosopher right now, man. I'm like straight up asking the questions no one's ever asked before. I don't think I've ever heard anyone like talk about like weight like that. I don't know. Maybe there's someone out there that's like actually like knows medical stuff that could like answer that question. But it's like a completely random thought that serves no purpose. And now it's going to be on my mind for like the next like few days probably, because that's just how I roll. Okay. Yeah, this looks pretty good already. I think, like I said earlier, I think the only difference I'm going to make here for this part at least is I'm going to add, oh, of course, sand has gravity. Forgot about that. I'm going to add these cross beams right here. And yeah, that looks a lot better like that. I think that's the look we want, just like this. And then, of course, we got to do it to the other side, but you know what? We're going to do it from the inside. And then we can worry about furnishing it, but I think I'm going to leave the furnishing for everything last. I'd rather get the buildings built so it's like there's something filling the space before we worry about what's going on inside the space, you know? I'm also going to extend this dirt out a little bit. One thing about me is I kind of hate it when my builds are like right on the edge of the like a, I don't know, what would you call this? Like if the grass cut off right here where this block start, like if there was no grass around this block, it would like send me. So I'm just gonna kind of extend this little section of dirt and such out. I mean, honestly, we're probably not going to put much of anything back here anyway. We could level out this area too, but I don't really want to mess with this natural landscape over here, because then it's just going to look more unnatural. So I want this place to have a more natural feel. And with that done, now we can worry about building the actual like smithing area. Did I hear a zombie? Did I hear a zombie? Maybe I did. I don't know. I thought I heard something. Let's see. So I think what we could do is just a very simple like wooden structure. Sort of like this. Then what if we actually extended this out? Oh, I was going to say my axe is going to break. Okay, you know what? Old-fashioned way. Use the sword. It's slightly faster. Maybe we'll pull the cobblestone out one more block to the right. So that way, I think that'll make it an even perfect square. 1, 6, 7, 5. Makes it a 6x7 square. Do that. Make it a little bit stubbier. And then we'll pull it out one more block. For the roof, I think we'll do something kind of just like this. Really simple. I think we want it actually to kind of be a low-hanging roof. I know it's really annoying, like, feels like, I don't know. I'll dwell on it. I'm gonna leave it like this for now with this like 3-block tall roof. And then kind of dwell on it. See if I like it. I just realized I messed up the roof, actually. Oh, that's tragic. Oh, that's actually terrible. Okay. Wow. So what I was going for here is, so if you kind of look at like the other places, you know, there's like a block in between the roof and the glass. This one doesn't have that. Wow. I thought, I was like, that's why I was kind of struggling with figuring out how I wanted this to look, because I was like, why is there only a 2-block gap there? Okay. Oh, that's tragic. Okay, so we're gonna have to break all of those stairs, and obviously stairs in this version don't drop stairs, and also they take forever to mine. So get to do that. Yay! Yippee! Oh, that's awesome. Okay. All right, I'll be back when I get the roof fixed. Oh goodness. Okay. Okay, so I have the roof figured out now. This is because okay. Ugh. It's more consistent now. Like with all the other houses, how they have like the little block above the window. Originally, obviously, it was sitting on that sand there, and I wanted both the sand. I wanted that one block above the window to be exposed. So I think this looks a little bit better. The building does look a little tall. Okay, these cows need to hush. Gosh, so many animals running around. My God. Okay. But yeah, it does look a little bit tall. The other thing I changed was, it's very minor, but originally, like right here, this was, there wasn't these slabs here. It just kind of looked like this. I just went ahead and added those slabs in there just so it would have a little bit more, I guess, of a layer to it, as opposed to it just being like a flat surface there. And then in here, I'm kind of thinking maybe just like an iron block here, and then like a bunch of furnaces and maybe some chests. And I was also kind of thinking maybe putting like a crafting table here and then filling in the rest of this with furnaces. I think that could be pretty cool. But we'll worry about furnishing these once we get the buildings at least built. Next, I want to change my attention to this house here, which is kind of a weird shape. What I'm thinking is the door is actually going to go right here. And then the house will be kind of built around. Now, I did test something before I actually built the whole thing. But unfortunately, I did not test it before I placed the roofs down on these other buildings. And that's this. So obviously, we can place stairs like this. However, what we can't do is have them connect in the corner. So you know how like in modern versions, it kind of will wrap around to match what's here? Doesn't do that in this version. So we're going to use normal blocks for this roof. I'm not going to take the time to replace all the roofs on all of these houses, because it took a very long time to mine the roof on that one. And on top of that, it doesn't drop the actual stair. It just drops like one of the blocks that it was used to make it. So yeah, I'm not doing that again. But what I'm thinking is just a general like, what if we actually brought this out one more block, and then we did the door. Just want to see. I don't know if it'll be a double door or not. So I also have to remember there's a corner here. So let's just do that. 1, 2. Yeah, we'll do a normal door here, and I think what we'll do is something like this. But I don't know. These all have the logs around them on their doors, but I think this one instead will do something a little bit different. I really need to make an axe. Jesus. What if we did cobblestone here instead? Like this, and then we had the logs sort of like this. And we'll do a weird sort of, it'll look like 3 logs here on the inside, but I think it'll look okay once we actually have it all put together. And of course, always have the log here, mirroring that one there, and boom. Just like that, we have our general foundation for our house laid out. And I need more resources. Jeez. Yep, so we're going to do the same sort of general idea that we've done for all of these, where we put kind of like wool down on this first layer, and then we'll have like windows and such here and there. Not on all of them. And then now I need more wood, because why wouldn't I? Go. Kind of do something like this all the way around. We'll just complete these, and boom. And of course, cobblestone will go around this upper section here, and then we can fill in where we want windows and where we would want wood instead here in a second. Definitely want a window here, and I definitely want a window here. And I think for it to be complete, we'll put a window there. We'll put a window. I think we'll just do windows on all of these sides right here. And then all of these over here will be filled in with wood like that. So you kind of come in, and then you have a nice windowed area here. And then everywhere else is just kind of normal wood. And it looks a little weird looking at this, but once we get the roof installed, it's going to look a lot better. So I think we'll just go ahead and do that. And we'll worry about decorating it and making it look nice once we get the roof layout made. This one I'm just going to do like what we've done for the other ones, where it's just a normal like solid wooden roof. We're not really going to worry about what is it? So we want it to. Is that how we want it to be? Or something like this? It's a little tall for that. I think we want it to be flat like this, because I think the first house we made actually uses normal blocks instead of stairs. But I don't know if this is the right. I suppose there is like a block, like a stair block sitting right on top of that wood there. So yeah, we want it to be more this shape. And that is the same height as that one, so perfect. We don't want it to be too tall for the other side. And I think just do this. That's even there. Now we can kind of do something like this, where it comes out this far. Make sure this always is difficult for me. For some reason, this is always difficult for me. Not sure why. It shouldn't be. It's not too crazy of a concept to wrap your head around, but here we are having problems with it. All right. I think that's the general look for the roof that I'm looking for here. Something like this. And I think this house looks generally okay. Maybe looks a little weird here. What if we did something a little bit more consistent with the rest of the base for the door instead? I don't know if I like the full cobblestone or like with the wool and the wood more. I'm going to leave it as the cobblestone for now, because I think he thinks I like that a little bit more, but I can't really tell. It's hard to tell. I'll kind of brew on it for a bit. But we have our general layout figured out. I accidentally messed up like the entire roof, and I was so embarrassed by it that I'm just going to cut it from recording. Like, it looks so bad. I might throw it back in there at some point. Honestly, anyways, I don't know if I like this part of the house as much, just because of how like the wall just like, or not the wall, like the roof, like right here, it feels like it cuts off right there at the corner a little too much. But like when I look at it, it's not too bad. I don't think. It's just kind of weird how it like narrows down into that one block right there. But yeah, that's mostly fine. Oh yeah, also that cobblestone right there, this cobblestone right here, this is actually where my slime farm is. I had to use a map to, or I had to use like a seed thing to find where the slime chunks are. Because fun fact, slime chunks have been this, like, the seed generator has kept the slime chunks the same through every single version of the game. So the moment slimes were added and slime chunks became a thing, you were able to find slimes in the exact same chunks in the same seed, regardless of the version. So if you booted up this seed in, you know, version 1.21 or whatever we're at now, the slime chunks would be the same as if you loaded that seed up in beta. All right, the I guess L-shaped house is complete. I think it, you know, I was talking about the roof on the other side looking bad, but honestly, I've kind of come to like it. Just making sure that I didn't miss anywhere on it. I don't think I did. I mean, actually, like, honestly, that looks fine. The more, like, I look at it, I think it looks fine. So, I think we can consider this one a job well done right here. Which means we can now avert our attention to the bakery. Now, the bakery, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have no idea how I want this to look. Well, actually, I do know what I want this to look like, but I don't know how to put it into the game. So we're going to have to figure that out. But first and foremost, I think I need to extend this out just a little bit further. Not even that much. Like maybe only like 3 blocks further. And what I'm kind of thinking for this is we'll have like we'll have like 2 floors here. On this side, we'll have like, or the main floor, I should say, we'll have like the bakery, you know, like lots of furnaces, a really crappy looking fridge of some sort, and, you know, like stuff to serve food with. And then what I'm kind of thinking is there's going to be a second half floor. So like half of the house will have like a floor above it. And then there will be like, that's where the bedroom and stuff is. And it won't be very big. And it's actually going to be accessed through a ladder. Now, where I live, there actually are a couple of like places that, like downtown specifically, that like the way you get up is through a ladder. It's really weird, but like there's a lot of stores and stuff where the houses are like on the next floor. So, and like literally there's not even a staircase. There's literally just like a ladder that goes up into it. So I'm going to gather up stuff, and this time I'm actually going to fill my inventory with like all the blocks. And I think we'll put sandstone on this one. Maybe like the houses have like wool on them, and then like the actual more like utility buildings, you know, like the blacksmith, the stores and stuff, those will have sand and sandstone as the complementary block as opposed to wool. As per usual, we start off by putting our logs down in the corners, and I think for the door for this one, I'm going to do something a little bit weird. So we're going to put it like right here, like this, and then I guess the halfway mark is right here. So we'll actually put the door like this instead, just so that pillar in the back aligns properly with this pillar. But this one isn't going to have a complementary pillar with it. This is just the entrance. And then we will put sandstone around in these parts, just like this. And before I get too ahead of myself, I'm going to sleep so I don't have to work through the night. All right, so I cut it for just a second because I wanted to go outside and summon the bugs that I like to mess with. Fun fact, I'm really autistic about bugs. I use a UV light and like a white sheet over like a PVC pipe frame to like summon bugs. And they swarm it. They swarm it all right. But I get back up to my computer and I feel something in my hair. I'm like, oh, what's in my hair? I pull on it, and there was a weevil just walking around in my hair after I had gotten back in. So that was rather interesting, was running into a weevil. just in my hair. I like weevils. Weevils are really cool. If you don't like weevils, then maybe you need to get your maybe you need to figure something out, because I can tell you for certain that they don't like you if you don't like them. So, and let me tell you, they're smart. They know that. If you don't like weevils, they know that you don't like them, and as a result, they don't like you. That's just how they work. So yeah, maybe be nice to weevils next time. But I'm kind of thinking maybe, well, for one, maybe don't fall, but I'm thinking maybe right here have something, and I'm definitely going to need more wood. Definitely going to need to get more wood. This is my last stack of wood. So looks like we're about to have to go on a deforestation journey. But what I was kind of thinking was right over here, this will be the other floor. It's just going to start right here. And we'll do basically the same thing again. The same general, like, layout for this. And it'll just be kind of on top of the main bakery. We want like a... Okay, this might be one of those situations where you have to experiment to see what looks good. So I'm just going to put a second layer of sandstone here for the actual room, and then for now we'll just use this as our way up and down. We'll decide where the ladder goes in a bit. But we're going to have to kind of experiment a bit with the sides of the house to see what looks good for the sandstone, because we don't want it to just be like 2 blocks of sandstone. Probably don't want that. I think we'll just do windows all the way around except for back here. So this side here will be just normal wood, like that, and then the glass will go all the way around like this. Now, yeah, this will be the upstairs area, is just something like this. And let's see, how does this look? Well, it's not really done yet, so we'll kind of get to work with it a bit, but you know, maybe we don't have to worry about that as much, actually. What if we just put wood here, and then we broke the floor out up there, just lowered it 1 level, and then just kind of lowered everything else 1 level? I think maybe I might be confusing myself a little bit. Yeah, okay, that looks a lot better like that. Yep. So now we can worry about getting... Gosh, at least you're where you're supposed to be. That's what that's for later, is putting some animals in there. So at least you're in there. But, yeah, I think for now we'll just start by putting in wood, which that completes the roof. At least that part. And the next question is how do we make this part not look too bad? Because what if we... A lot more wood. Let's see. Now this is where we're actually going to have to experiment with stuff, is this right here. So what if we did something like this? I have a bit of a different roof style going on here. And then we used just normal slabs like this. And then we brought it... wait, but we can't... Okay. Might have to... Well... Actually... I might have something of an idea. Let me see, though. You know, we might have to do something like this. So what I've done is I've taken the window out here, and I'm just going to put like a normal roof here. And then with the additional height that comes from this, once we get this installed, should be enough to kind of keep it looking fine, I would assume. Might have to kind of test it out, but I'm going to test it out with normal wood before I full send with stairs, but I want it to be a stair roof. So I'm going to sleep again, and then I'll kind of come back once we see what that looks like with the normal slabs. Okay. I mean, it looks a little weird because it's not like completed, like it doesn't have the overhang and all that, but I think that might work. Let me look at it from a different angle. Yeah, I think that might be the play. Something like this is this general shape here. I do think that that would look the best. So this will be the bakery, and then obviously some of that cobblestone stuff's going to get covered up by the stairs that we're going to put in. Yeah, we're going to need more wood, but I think this is going to be the general kind of look that we're looking for here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all this, and then replace it with the stairs. All right, now it's time to get this roof installed. So just the same old for this one. Too crazy going on here. Alrighty, that completes the roof. All right, that completes the roof. Hopefully no more interruptions like that. But yeah, actually, I think this turned out pretty well. Like, I actually really like this a lot. It's a very simple look. Now we just got to worry about putting the inside together, which I think, for the furnishing, this is going to be the first place we work on. All right, so we're going to start, I think we're going to furnish the things we have, and that's going to be kind of the wrap up for this episode. We'll worry about the market area and the castle. That's definitely going to have to be bigger. Maybe not next episode, but maybe the episode after that. But we're going to start with furnishing this place up real nicely. So, for one, we need our ladders up here. And also, we need to put the roof in, so it doesn't look absolutely terrible. I think what we'll do is just kind of something like this for the torches. Too crazy. But, yeah, we're going to furnish this. I think this is going to be the hardest one to furnish. It's going to be the bakery, but I have a general idea of how I want this to look. So, to start off, I think I actually want to remove these windows here and just put a normal wall there. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a classic thing that I think every Minecraft player has done. We're going to start with, well, that's convenient. Oh, and it takes forever to mine. Love that. Okay. Let's see if we can't get this to work here. If we do it like this. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Now, I think we have to put the button here. Does it actually shoot stuff out? It does. Beautiful. So we'll have the, like a refrigerator thing going on here. And then, we'll put just a normal kind of wood counter here. I think we'll put just a couple furnaces right next to the fridge. It's going to be really tight back here, but, you know, the counters at, like, bars and stuff, if you ever go to those, they're actually, like, super tight. So we'll actually remove one of these here, and then we're just going to put a chest down sort of right here. Just like this, and then we'll have it go out one more, and then we'll have kind of like, you know, the, like the counter here, and then that's kind of like the thing that blocks it from the other side. And then I wanted to see if this works. I don't know if it will. We cannot put, that's most unfortunate, we cannot put slabs on top of fences. So I'm going to put down some like tables, like some chairs here and there. It's going to be a little tight to do that, but I think we'll just do something like that. And can we fit one somewhere else? I don't know. Maybe instead of one in the corner, kind of do one in the middle of the room like this. So we'll have our table and chairs like this. It's kind of weird looking, but I think this kind of works for the downstairs area. And obviously this is a little weird because it, how that first time it just like glitches out and like closes instantly. But then we'll furnish this upstairs area. I realized I don't have a bed, but that's mostly okay. We can put a crafting table maybe here with another chest just right there. And then, you know what? A couple furnaces here. And then, I don't have wool. But I think, are there sheep running around out here right now? No, of course not. Okay, we need beds. We'll make, let's see. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5 beds. And we also need a door for that blacksmith, it looks like, as well. So let's go ahead and make one of those. And where did I put the wool? Here it is. Whole bunch of these. Go ahead and put these down as well. And some of these places honestly might have like double beds. This one might get like a gargantuan bed, but I don't know. We'll kind of come around to it. Since I guess we're over here, we'll worry about furnishing this guy first. We're going to start by putting down just a bed here. Maybe another table and chairs, sort of like this. I know it doesn't really work as a table, but, you know, you get the idea. Don't have a crafting table in here, so we'll get one of those. We'll actually put it down here instead. And in fact, we'll actually also put a crafting table out here, because that just makes sense. And then we'll put a block of iron here, and that's going to represent, you know, like the anvil. And we'll put a couple furnaces. Let's make a whole bunch of more furnaces. Right in here, because I did talk about wanting to do this, so something like that. And what if we, instead of having a crafting table here, we just put another furnace here, just so it looks more full. And then this will make a few more iron blocks, if I could do my math right. And we just messed it up again. These, put some, not right there, we'll put a chest there. And then we'll just put a couple iron blocks here. Maybe just one right there. That's the anvil. This is just, I guess, iron that he uses. And then we need our chest for out here. Just like that. And we actually need another door for this outside area as well. I guess we also need torches out here, huh? So, did that. And then we did some just like that. That might be pretty cool. Actually, hold on. Wait, I don't have logs for it. That might be a good thing, cool thing to put there, is like a log pillar right there. But I think this outside area is mostly good for the blacksmith. So let's go back inside. And let's see, what can we put in here? We could put a painting in here somewhere. We'll put a crafting table here. And there's a dark area somewhere nearby, which is just fantastic. So why wouldn't there be? Place it right. And you know what? We'll do 2 chests up here. Just like this. Ah. Cooperate with me here. Just like that. And we'll do a normal furnace separating the two. And then for the painting, I kind of want a small painting. Let's go around, put the thing in there. Because this is the only thing we really have for interior decoration, right? It's just a painting, so... No, I don't like that one that much. Not that one. Not that one. No. No. I don't know if I like that one that much either. Too big. There we go. Beautiful. That's it. And then, I think that's actually the blacksmith just totally complete. This looks really... I kind of like this. Now it's actually has some stuff in here. I mean, what are the chances of us actually being inside the houses for the villages is probably pretty small. But this is a pretty cool look. And actually, I think I kind of was looking at it. What if we did I kind of like the single bed here. But I think the blacksmith is good. We're gonna have so many of those little out here. Oh, and it spawned a chicken. Let's go. we're gonna have so many of these little things set up in all the houses. It's gonna be crazy. And I think to break the new village that we've built, or at least have started building, and we're just gonna sleep in this bed, this guy's bed. No one's in here yet. This place is coming fully furnished, dude. The rent is gonna be astronomical for this place. It's gonna be worse than the rent that I'm about to have to pay for soon. Like, this is gonna be crazy. Let's go ahead and get the bed put down in the bakery. Which the bakery, I'm actually kind of happy with the way it turned out. I think it, like, it is a little blocky, but, I mean, you come in here, it's really cozy looking. You kind of know what it is just by coming in. Like, you at least have the idea that it's like a restaurant of some sort, right? Even without it being a bakery. Then I think we'll just put the bed here. I think this one actually will get a double bed, just kind of like that. Maybe we need another painting in here of some kind. We just need a painting in here somewhere. And this one we could get maybe something kind of just like right here, like one of the 2 block long ones. Oh, that one's beautiful. I love that one so much. That one's a good one. Perfect. And I think this place is complete. And I think what I might do is I might actually put a bunch of bread inside the dispenser in the chest here. Like I said, realistically, no one is really going to be, like, we're never going to be walking around in this area. Like, or like, I mean, coming in here and actually, like, working with stuff. I think this one is going to get a crafting table nightstand. Actually, I don't know about that. I think what I might do instead is put the bed in the middle like that, and then we'll do just a classic combo here with just a normal sized chest right here. So not a double chest, just a normal chest. And I think this house is basically complete just like that, because there's not really much more we can fit in here. I guess we could put a painting there if we wanted to, which I think I'm gonna do. The paintings, they just add the nicest little touch of detail. At least in my opinion, I think they do. Wants to cooperate with me here. I want one of the other 2 block long ones. Yeah, we'll do that one. That one's, I don't know what I'm looking at, but that one works. And for this guy, we have a little bit more space to work with for this one. So first and foremost, if I have to go get more wood, I'm going to crash out. But start with the making a couple more beds. I think this one's going to be like a deluxe house. It's going to have multiple beds. I know I have more cobblestone. I have more wood right here, so that's good. Start by making a good amount. We'll start with 2 furnaces. And then we need a couple chests. We already have our crafting table. And you know what? Because we're definitely going to put one somewhere, we need a painting. Because you already know we're going to put one down in there somewhere. Let's see. How do we want this to be laid out? Well, I know where the bed is going to go. The bed is definitely going to go right here. Just like this. Nice bed. We're going to put this here. And then I think maybe this wall here will be where the furnaces and such go. And then put a painting here. Maybe we want one of the bigger ones. I don't know if I actually want it right there. Maybe we want it right here instead. Like a whoa there. Actually, you know what? Maybe I want the Donkey Kong in here. Yeah, you know what? We'll do a Donkey Kong painting right as you walk in. It's just, you walk in, you're like, Jesus Christ, oh my God, wow. You know, you just walk in just like that. And then just to make the painting look absolutely terrible, we'll put the furnaces next to it so the soot and stuff just like soaks into it. And then we'll put a chest right here. Boom. Furnishing complete for this house too. Now we're on to the last house. Now this house, yeah, these guys will get a double bed just looking at the length here. Those. Each of these. And we need a furnace and a chest. 2 of those. And of course, you know what? Yep, just to keep the trend going, everyone gets a painting. Everyone is getting a painting. Boom. Now we can put the beds here, I suppose. And then we'll start with a double chest. And then you know what? Furnace. And we don't have a crafting table. It's fine. Just like that. And then I think we'll put a 2x2 painting right here. I don't like that one that much. That one's pretty cool. I don't know what I'm looking at. Angel of some sort, but that one's pretty cool. So once again, you'll walk in, you're just like, wow, that's awesome. This one doesn't get a table and chairs because they suck. These guys are terrible. They eat on the bed. They're one of those guys. They got crumbs in all their bed. But I think I'm going to leave this episode off right here. I know it's been a while. Like I said earlier, I've been doing all sorts of stuff. I've been working, I've been packing, I've been looking to apply to schools. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm kind of applying, but I'm not really sure if I'm gonna like enroll per se. I'm looking at trying to get other jobs. I'm currently running my dad's business while he's out of town. Basically, I've just been getting my butt kicked for the past like month now. But here in a couple days, that should be clearing up for the most part. So we are getting back on track. I've been working on this very slowly since basically the last episode came out, which has been who knows how long since that's been. But I can't wait to get this edited and uploaded. But yeah, if you guys are sticking around through all this, thank you so much, because it's not like I took the old video down, but like when I made my like little announcement that I was going away and it got really popular, and I was like, I don't really know if I like it being that popular, so I took it down. I don't, it's not like a big like sympathy thing. It's just, I'm not like stressed out or anything. I'm more so burned out. Don't really have the drive to do anything because I'm working so much and just, mostly just working way too much. Driving around, applying to jobs, just all sorts of stuff. So anyways, I am going to leave this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching, and a double thank you if you made it this far. Once again, my name is Slappy Burger, and I hope you have a blessed evening.